Hey everyone, hope you're doing fine. Welcome back to Koh Samui in Thailand here. I arrived here yesterday and today I gotta prepare for something special. I have a training battle later today with Andrew Mitchum. So it's time to get ready for this. I'll show you how to prepare, things I look at, and how the training battle will unfold. And I have a few hours to get ready for the battle. So just make sure here first that my microphone works and that it's connected to the computer fine and works. This is a tripod for my cell phone that I'll use as a webcam later. Now what I want to do is basically review the charts, go through every pair. I want to find out what I'm going to trade on these pairs and what things are coming up for today. The trading battle is in a few hours, so I'll be able to see what's coming up and maybe make some plans on what to trade. So here I wrote down the 3 strategies I want to trade today. So bone driven reversal, breakout RSI, pullback price action. I want to make sure that the trades I look at today and I find are all in line with these to kind of stay focused and not trade anything I want. That's gonna make it better to also explain and kind of share what I'm trading, strategies I have, and how those will work. Now let me go to the chart and we'll see what I can trade. Okay, so I've completed my review. I have all these things here that I plan to look at for the session today during the trading battle. So let's see how that works. Now I'm trying to install the MT5. So now I've just completed my setup for MT5. I downloaded their MT5 platform for the challenge. It's a special account with a $10,000 balance. So that's what I'll be trading from. I'm setting it up now to be able to trade the pairs that I want and the time frame for the right indicators. Nothing fancy. It's really rare that I use MT5, so it's a new thing for me. So I'm trying to figure it out a little bit. Some things are quite messy, some things are all right, but that's what it looks like for now. So yeah, let's finish that up, this setup, and we'll be good to go after. Okay, so everything is done now. I think I should be good to go. The MT5 is set up, my washers is done, and what I'm going to trade today probably, and things could change of course, but that's a draft for now. I'll go for a walk, I'll go swim, I'll go have fun in the island now, and I'll come back here around, I think 3 p.m. for a last review before we start the trading battle. So the thing about doing your preparation like this early is that you might not have the same setup when you appear at the chart later. Like the battle is at 4 p.m. So here's the setup I was looking at on the Hang Seng Index, so Hong Kong 50. And we have this nice engulfing candle, something I would like to trade, perfect, looking good. But of course it's too early now, so I was looking for this. I was looking for a pullback to the downside, or like a reversal on the lower down frame. It's just triggered now, so I guess we'll have to skip this one, wait for later to see if anything happens again. But that's what happens when you prepare early. It's fun. Things might not turn out the way you expected it, but that's fine too. It's still better to prepare though, for sure. So this is what my setup will look like for the trading battle. I've got some water, some coffee, some screens. Here's my laptop on the left, tablet on the right. They are both connected together. Cell phone for the webcam, and the microphone. So that's about it. Pretty simple, pretty good. With the view in the ocean right there, so that's pretty nice. I'm gonna do a last review of the pairs I want to look at, see if anything's changed, anything's different, see if the same setup or there again still, and then join the battle. And I'll catch you guys there. Hey everyone, so I wanted to wait to do my trade review here before we got the results from the battle. I thought we would have more things to talk about. Turns out I won this trading challenge from the trading battle. Here's the post that they had on Instagram about it. And I'll go through the trades. I'll show you what I took. There were basically 3 parts to this whole challenge and this whole battle. The first part was about finding out 3 trades that were short term that would try to close within the hour of the battle. It turns out that price didn't really move that much during the battle, so that we kept them open for longer for both of us, Andrew and I. So my first trade was on Euro AUD, and this is purely short-term time frame, so only on the 15-minute chart. Now I came before the battle. The battle was, by the way, at here 4 p.m. so Bangkok time, so around here. I noticed that price was trying to break out from this level over here. Now this is purely a speculative trade, no really big reason behind it, but I was kind of looking to trade a breakout in this. So I will draw my box over here. I saw price break out a little bit from the range, which is a good thing, and I was willing to go long. Now my criteria for breakout is to have a RSI close to 70 when we have a breakout, so breaking out in the bullish direction. This didn't really happen over here. It was kind of above the 50, but not close to the 70 so much. So I was taking a risk on this trade, and it turned out that I bought around here at roughly 4 p.m. So around this level over here, right there. And price kind of pulling back down, so I decided to put a stop here below the low at 1.159.8 or so. So just below the low. And I was trying to target a higher level. So what my thinking was aiming for around like 2 to 1. So a simple thing. So if you look at this, entering over here on the break of the range, stop loss below the low. Price came back to retrace close to it, close to the entry, but it didn't happen. So aiming for a 2 to 1 around over here. I was looking at this more like on a 1 hour chart for the target, by the way. And price just shoot up right there. So it didn't happen, of course, during the challenge. It didn't happen exactly the same day. It took some time after the weekend. On Monday, price started to push my direction and hit the profit. This is the trade that really helped me to get the win on the challenge. This is the trade that was the fastest and the best one because I wanted to take profit. But of course, it could also have been a loss. But I knew when to get out, which is below the range, if things went wrong on that trade. That's the first short-term trade. The second one is on USD CAD. USD CAD was a bearish trade, so we'll go back here at the same time of the battle, so on the 13th, and we also had here a breakout, very similar thing. So here we are, 4 p.m. I see we have a Bollinger Band setup over here, so a bearish setup on this pair. I see price started to break from the range over here, so I was going like this. I drew my range over here on the chart, and basically we didn't have this over here, so it was something like this. Price started to break, which is when I want to enter on this trade. I simply enter the market, so bearish. We had to use market orders right there. We couldn't use like a specific entry point. We had to just enter right away, which is what I did. So entry below the low. Over here. My stop loss beyond the high of the previous high over here. So that was okay. Now this one was probably triggered by a stop loss, which is why the trade didn't work out so well. But I was trying to target, again, the next low over here on this pair. So around there, over here. So not so big of a target, quite a small one over on this pair, because we didn't really have much to go. This is here a support level at 1.25 or so, at 1.245. So not much room for price to go there. But overall, this was good, and it ended up being a loss, which is fun. But we were kind of close to it, right? So at a couple of hours later, it was triggered to be a loss, which is fun. Next short-term trade was on USD Singapore dollar. I explained in the challenge why I was taking that trade, the details of it, and why I like to trade this pair quite a bit. If you want to watch this, check out the link. I'll put it on the screen somewhere in the corner so you can watch the whole battle and where I explain why I like this pair quite a bit. USD Singapore, opposite of USD CAD. So even though they are correlated, we did the opposite here. So going long on this pair. And this one we also had a range where basically price started to break out, right? We broke out from here a little bit before the challenge. Now we came back within the range. I was really hesitant to go long on this pair. I did it anyway. I was expecting price to basically pull back to this level over here and make a nice pullback and then go back in the direction of the trend. It didn't happen again on this trade, same thing. So this was a loser as well. My stop loss was very tight in this one, so about here, below the most recent low, which means that I would place my entry here. I was targeting around a 2 to 1 on this one, maybe more than that, based on the recent high over here. But this was a really, really tight trade overall. Okay, so of course the spread here was a bit higher. So it was something like this, with a very tight stop loss over here. And a target of roughly, yeah, so 3 to 1 or so. Okay, over here. Recent high. So that was pretty good. Okay, that was a trade here that also ended up being a loss. Like I said, I'm not the best one with short-term trades. These were pretty much all only kind of speculation. That's something I do usually myself, and I think it was the same for Andrew as well. We don't trade shorter time frame ourselves, so we just try to do our best in this case. It didn't work so much, except for the first trade, which kind of paid up for these 2 losses and more. Again, here this looked good. The RSI was overbought, which is a sign that we are likely to break out in that case. And these breakouts work really well when the RSI is overbought, so above 70. In that case, it happened, but the trade just didn't work out, which is fine. And that's the second trade. Now, so this is the first challenge. The second challenge was regarding trades that we're not used to. So we had this challenge to pick a trade on something we don't trade usually, out of a current strategy, some things that we are not used to, and try to make the best out of it. So Andrew got given Bitcoin. He had to place a trade on Bitcoin on a shorter time frame. I was asked to trade on indices, which I don't trade that much. So the trade was on the S&P 500. And again, we'll go back here at the time of the challenge over here. Now I saw this, and this was more of a long-term time frame. I was here on a daily chart, and I'm seeing this like this where just no point going short on this, right? We were here on the 13th of August, so right around here, okay? And there was no point going short on this. Now the challenge closed a couple of days ago, so closed around here on Tuesday. Our price started to pull back up, but still there was some move there. Another trade where I make a lot of money in that case. That was very, very minimal in the sense that I entered on the 13th, so over here, and price was making a bearish candlestick at that time, so had some move there. I didn't put a stop on this one because the challenge required to keep it open in that case, and we probably closed it at the end of the challenge with a very small profit, right? So a very small thing. Not much there, not much you could do there, but it was a challenge for me to take a trade on the S&P. Again, just within like 3-4 days, not enough to be able to get any big moves on this, but that was the principle here. Okay, so a very simple trade, kind of a challenge, and there was no way to go short on this, in my opinion. Price now pulls back, but probably will make a new high pretty soon. This was more of a long-term time frame. Now, the other part of the challenge, the last part, was regarding trades that we are used to taking in swing trading, right? So trades for the coming week. Now, I had two trades for this. I had one on EURUSD and one on AUD and ZD. So the EURUSD one was really simple, very basic. A support resistance play, so very, very simple, where I was looking to basically look for a move of this level over here, 1.17. This is the support, where price went back there many times in the past. I came back again here. Like today it's not going so well, past or so, but the challenge completed here on the 17th. So we had some move on this one. I basically entered where we had no candlestick. So on the 13th was around here. All right. So this is what happened during the day. I simply entered over here during this candlestick. I will put my stop loss a bit below the zone. So what I did is I look at the previous lows. This one was my previous low to look at. So over here. And I put my take profit around this level. Of course, it didn't get reached because this would take a much longer time. So this high over here. But we kind of made some progress, right? When the challenge closed was about here. So I suspect this will be a small profit, not so big, right? But because it's been on a higher time frame, I think the position size was a bit off in that case. The other trade in terms of swing trading was on AUD and ZD. Again, this was a very similar thing. So we were at a 1.04 level, support level on a daily chart. Let's just go on a forward chart to be more precise here with our challenge. So the challenge was on the 13th of August. So this is around here at 4 p.m. around this level. Very, very simple again. On the 13th at 4 p.m. or so, I take a trade here. I put my stop loss beyond the previous low, which in that case we had some room to go. It was pretty good. So over here, let me just move this one here. This low was over here, so 1.041 or so. 1.04. There we go, close to there. This is approximate, of course, not exactly, but that's how it went. Price nearly hit my stop loss, not quite there yet. We didn't break the previous low in that case. And I was targeting again this other level, which is a kind of resistance. Of course, this will take more time to achieve. Like it's not in 4 days you will achieve this kind of stuff. It takes time. So price went against me first, and that's when during the battle Andrew was the declared winner for the battle. But we kept the trade open because these are swing trading trades, so we kept them open for a longer period. And after price just shoot my direction over here with this big bullish candlestick, which was a very good thing. and our price is, yes, somewhere in there. So on the 17, when we close the challenge, price was at its pretty much highest point on this pair. So hope that makes sense. Like, that's how you, I don't want to say that's how you win a challenge, like a trading battle, but that's what I did for it. And I was sure Andrew would win first. Andrew had like really good strategies, really good style. So his trades were like really, really solid. My trade ended up being the best for some reason, which is a good thing. Pretty happy about it, but hope that was useful. I wanted to bring you some detailed information here on the trades, what I did, how I felt about it, how I prepare for it as well, so that if you do it one day or if you have to be in any kind of trading battle situation or trading challenge, you know what to do, you know what to expect. And leave me your thoughts below as always in the comment section. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I suggest you watch the full trading battle. If you want to watch it, I'll leave it in the corner of the video so you can watch it. You can get some ideas on it, get some inspiration from there. And you'll see a lot of things that I did. I explain in detail why I trade certain pairs, why I like other things, all that stuff. You can watch this. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.